Good morning, the old fisherman back with you again at Lake Monticello. Hey, they're going to try to catch some more of this doggone white perch. They're laying it to the old fisherman. Sooner or later, he's going to lay it down. It might be wintertime, though. It might be wintertime before the old fisherman gets back on them. Who knows the way these suckers is biting? Who knows? I can't find them hardly nowhere. They're shallow, they're scattered, and they're just hard to catch. I mean, you catch a couple, they quit. Catch a couple, and they quit. They're scattered, and they're in shallow water. Shallow water fishing is not like deep water fishing. Now, I call it shallow water fishing anything below 30 foot. Anything above 30 foot down to about 60, when they get in 60 foot of water, I can really lay it to them because they scatter out and you got a lot of area to focus on them in deep water. And you can keep them under you and they won't spook off. And that, my friend, is what it takes. We probably going to end up catfishing today. I'm tired of aggravating with these perch. And we probably going to end up doing a little catfishing with a gut shrimp, maybe some worms. I'd already been to 3 places. All I've got is a couple bumps. The fish are not biting again this morning. I can tell it already. If you come over here and you start catching fish immediately, there's one. Normally you can tear them up. But when they're hard to find, they just hard to find. Now there's one right there. That's a nice one too, people. Hey, that's a good one. That is a catfish, little tiny catfish. Them old little tiny catfish pull pretty good. But that's what it is, a little catfish, and that's probably what we're going to end up fishing for today. And that's probably what we're going to catch today on Lake Monticello. You got to love it. The old fisherman's back at it again, once again on this lake that he loves. But hey, in the summertime, he don't love it that much. I'll be honest with you. In the summertime, you give me December, January, February, March, April, them is my time fishing. I love this lake then, but about 8 months out of the year, we getting into the months that I have a hard time. And I see fish down there. There's fish down there. Getting them to bite is a problem. Getting them to bite is a problem. Getting them where they want to feed. There he goes. Oh, he took it. Getting them where they want to feed. Them jokers don't want to feed now. I mean, they there. I guarantee you they there. No doubt they is. Hey, he is. Lake Monticello. Catching some more of these little white perch, but I can tell you better hit them quick because they'll be here and gone. I know what they do. Hit them quick today. We're gonna try anyhow. They hitting, so far they hit the gup shrimp. I got a gup at the bottom and a you got to love it white one at the top. And so far I caught every one of them a 2 on the gup shrimp. I don't have any white gup shrimps left. In fact, I'm about to run out. All I got is a couple gup shrimp, and this natural is the one I'm fishing with right now. It's about the only one I got left. I've got to go to the store. I'll come up with something. Got to do something. Hey, now, where'd they go? These suckers, I'm tell you right now, they would drive you crazy trying to make a video. They would, hey, that was a nice one. Uh-oh. Daggone, he got off. That was a good one, too. That was a good one, people. I hate, oh, Lord, there's a bunch of them down there now. Got something stirred up. Got something stirred up, telling you. Got something stirred up. See if we can get 2. See if we can get 2. Got a little one. Got a little one. Lake Monticello, 2 at a time. Finally, been a long time since I caught 2 at a time. Finally got 2 at a time. And finally caught one on you got to love it jig. And they're not big, hey, they're not monsters, but look at here. I ain't been catching much, so anything is better than nothing. Huh? Anything is better than nothing for the old fisherman. Boy, it's a beautiful sunrise this morning, I'm telling you. Of course, it's done got up a little bit now. Like I said, I've been out here an hour and I ain't caught nothing. I'm back over to the, wrap up here. Back over to the area I caught them yesterday and the day before I caught a few. But hey, they don't tend to stay here long, but right now we on them and we're gonna try to pluck them. On Lake Monticello, that's a good jumbo magnum delight right there. As we speak, you got to love it. Oh, fishermen. is having him a ball here already this morning on Lake Monticello. Hey, I'm telling you, I love it. I'll try not to do too much preaching today, people. I preached a lot yesterday. Probably too much. My wife almost didn't let me put that on there. But hey, I did it anyhow. So anyhow, I get carried away when I'm preaching. And I hope y'all look over all that. But hey, trying to prove a point. Maybe I can help a young person go down the right track in life. These fish out here now. There's some fish out here. We can keep them stirred up. We might catch a few. Hey, but they'll leave you in a minute. Now they're bumping it, now they ain't taking it. That's usually the way they quit. Bumping it, not taking it. Whole Lake Monticello, that's what they do. I'm telling you, that's what they do. We in 18 foot of water right now. Them fish got shallow. I'm telling you, they're shallow. There's no question. I go out there deep, I see all kind of fish, but I can't get nothing to bite. I come in here shallow, 15, 18, 20 foot of water. I start getting bites. I don't know what all that is I'm seeing out there. I mean, sometimes they're looking like perch, but they're just not biting that deeper. A lot of catfish out there, and they're not wanting to bite. I'm going to go over on the rocks in a minute. I didn't get fish over there yesterday like I wanted to because it was too doggone rough. It got rough yesterday. I couldn't fish all of nowhere. I mean, after I made that caught them couple, I didn't catch but a couple on the video. I didn't catch many fish yesterday, probably a dozen. I mean, it was awful. And then I couldn't catfish nowhere because the doggone wind was blowing so hard. Today is a little bit better. You don't have the wind today as we had yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day for wind. Now, it's starting to get up a little bit though. I feel a little breeze coming. So you don't never know, it's liable to pick up. You can't go by the weatherman, I can tell you that right now. You go by the weatherman, he will mess you up every time. If he says it's going to be 8 to 10 mile-an-hour winds, you better look for 10 to 15 or 20. I tell you that. That's the way it works. There he goes. Lake Monticello. Jumbo Magnum Delight, I hope. A medium mini bite. No, that's a pretty nice one. Hey, got him on the... You got to love it. And I do love it when I catch him on them because I got plenty of them. I do love it when I catch them on them. Doggone. Here it is getting close to the 4th of July. Hey, barbecuing time. Man, I know I told y'all when I was a kid we used to barbecue. And the 4th of July, it worked me to death when I was a kid. We run a filling station. We had a barbecue pit with a big old building with shavings for floor. I mean, it was back in the day when you could do all that stuff. Daddy chopped up meat. We cooked about 20, 25 hogs on 4th of July. Lord have mercy, it'd be people for half a mile long in line to buy barbecue pork from us. Carmelina's Barbecue in Chapin, South Carolina back in the day. That was some more good eating people. My daddy could cook some barbecue. Had this big old huge pit. Had a building out there where you opened up the top, let the smoke out. That was something. Then we had a couple pits dug in the ground. For the 4th of July, everybody got barbecue. You come in there and pick out which piece you want, he'd chop it up for you. If you didn't want it chopped, want it whole, you can get it like that. My mama made some of the best barbecue hash you ever put your mouth on. I'm telling you right now. We cooked head meat, they call it, and all that stuff in a big old cast iron wash pot, and use fire to cook it with. And you talking about way back. That's the way we had our barbecue back in the 60s. When it was the 60s. And we had it going on. Sure did. Stay up all night long barbecuing. Run the filling station. Pump gas. Back then we pumped the gas. I had to be out there. I checked the oil. Checked the oil. Every car that come through got the oil checked, the windshield wipe, and even had a daggone grease pit where we changed oil and washed cars. And man, what a childhood I had. Worked hard. We butchered our own hogs. I was involved in a lot of stuff as a kid. I learned how to work at an early age. And you had to get in there and burn that big old daddy. We use blackjack and hickory. Burn that wood down. They gets all that coals in there. And then you put that a quarter of the meat up, put it on there when it's real hot. And it jacked the daggone screen up when it was real hot, and then ease it down later and cover it over. Man, that was something. That good old barbecue smell going on. Hey, day, I can relive it right now. I can smell that barbecue cooking. And good old head meat. I don't know if you people nowadays don't know what head meat is. Cooking in a wash pot. Man, we used to make some of the best sandwiches out of that stuff. My goodness. Then we had to chop all that up and make hash. Tell you what, anybody in the barbecue business, I feel for you because I know what kind of work that is. Hey, that is hard work. But hey, that's some good eating. I don't know whether it's good for you, but it's good eating. And these fish doing the same thing to me as they've been doing. Catch a couple, get them stirred up, and then leave. Too shallow to be beating on the boat. You know, hey, when they're bumping it, but they ain't taking it. It's still bumping. There you is. Hey, still bumping it. That's a good one now. What that is, that ain't no doggone. That ain't no perch right there. That might be a largemouth. That might be a large. It is a largemouth, but a big one. Oh, he spit it out. Oh no! Oh, about 5 pounds just spit it out, people. Y'all seen it? You probably got to see him spit it out. Doggone, had him on the gut shrimp. That was a good one there. Couldn't get the rod down tight enough at the bottom. A lot of times when they go to spit out, you got to stick the rod down in the water. He spit it right out. I was going to throw him back in there, but I sure would like to land him. I sure would like to land him. Hey, that's a good time to catch a largemouth. A hook largemouth. We didn't catch him by no means. Y'all seen it though. I'm sure he probably threw it out right. You probably could see him, I hope. Throw it out. That was doggone nice. I knew it was a big one. He come up and them old bass, when they hit it, they come up like they come to the top straight up and throw it out. That's what they do. And if you don't get a good hook set, he will spit it out. I can tell you that right now. He will spit it out. Them old bass come around these doggone perch. If he know these perch, that's probably what a perch left. I got them perch ignited and them bass probably down there running behind them and run them off. That could be what's happening to my perch in these shallower water. And you know, them bass ain't gonna hit that. Once in a blue moon you catch one on this jig, yeah, but most of the time they're not gonna hit this jig. So they're down there running after my perch and they could be running them off. That could be it in the shallow water. Very well could be, because that's what's happening. Hey, there ought to be another fish or two down there. They ain't run them all off. Bass. He was there. Good one too. That was a good bass. A lot of times they spit one time and they don't throw it out. You can catch them, but a lot of times this time of year they coming up to spit it out. Let me tell you, that's the first thing they gonna try to do. Is they gonna come up and spit it out, and you better try to hold that rod as tight. You see me, I put my rod down in the water, but it didn't do no good. He would still spit it out. A lot of times that'll save you. If you holding it up and he goes to spit it out, he will spit it out every time. But if you hold that rod down in the water when he's coming up to spit it out, sometimes you can save him. Sometimes, not all the time. Let's see. If it was any more bass with him, they'll run them off. When a fish, you miss a fish like that, hey, they take off, and the rest of them follow him. They will follow each other out of here, and that's probably what just happened, right there. Probably what just happened. Now I don't see no fish, nowhere, no way, shape, or form do I see them. There's a couple hooks right there. It could be bass back there in the bottom. Oh, I'd like to have that one. That was another bite and I missed him. I'd like to have that fish. Oh, go. That would have been a good catch. That would have been a good catch for the old fisherman. At least I got to see him. And you seen him, I hope. He was a good one, too. Hey, he was a good one. Close to 5 pounds, I think. Seems like that's all I'm catching that size. What fuse bite was big ones. Not monsters, but big ones. But anyhow, I was talking about the barbecue. Oh, there you are. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Perch. I was talking about the barbecue. That's a good one. Good jumbo Magnum D-Light right there. Come on in here, boy. That's a nice fish right there. Hey, them's the kind we're looking for right there, people. Them's the kind we looking for. Lake Monticello, my goodness. Huh? My goodness. You got to love it. Oh, fisherman. I think that camera might be on it. Got me on the edge. See if I can turn it a little bit. The old fisherman's having him a ball. But he ain't catching that many. But hey, just a couple bites makes the old fisherman get all riled up, ready to go. Whether they gonna bite or not, I get ready to go. Seems like they want them old bass. About every bass that I've caught is hit that thing pulling at a 45. Kind of just swimming it is what it is when they hit it. And the perch kind of want it like that too. You know, sometimes the perch want it reeling it up. Sometimes they want it swimming too. But it seems to me like about every fish that I've been catching, bass I've been hooking, the line's been at a 45 when he takes it, swimming. That old jig is swimming down there. He thinks it's a minnow swimming. What it is. We in 19 foot of water right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of slow troll is what we're doing at this point. Around here and hopes that we can pull it on another bass. And one time, and I might ought to try it now, I used to throw out a drop shot with a worm, artificial worm on a rod, when I was doing this kind of stuff. And I caught a lot of fish doing that. And it's probably just kind of pulling that worm along, just like I'm doing these jigs. Probably ought to be doing it now. Go around brush and stuff, my old crappie brush, and drop that thing down in it. I used to catch a lot of largemouth like that, drop shot. I don't know if any of y'all ever drop shot. We put the worm up above, about that far above a lid, and off a small, almost tied directly to the line. And I've caught a lot of bass like that. I haven't done it in a while. I get out of the habit of doing different things, and that's one of them I used to do all the time. But at that time, I was catching crappies on the brush, and what I would do is I'd drop a drop shot out and let that drop shot hit the bottom, and the worm would kind of swim about a foot off the bottom, and while I was catching crappies, and I'd put it in a rod hole, and old bass would hit it, and then you had time to give him some line and let him take it, set the hook. I caught a lot of bass like that in this lake. Just hadn't done it in a while. Probably still work. When I was fishing 18, 20, 25 foot of water in them brush, them bass would be in them brush too. They'll be around it. Now see, I was seeing plenty fish, and now they kind of faded away. Hey, you know they didn't go far. Now you got to ask yourself, are they laying just right back flat on the bottom and you not see them? Or did they move around? So, hey, what the heck? I'm gonna tap on the boat. See if I can bring something back. Let's give it a try. I won't tap too hard. See if we can stir something up. See if we can stir something up. I won't tap on the metal. I just tap on the carpet lightly. See if that stirs something up. See, this works in 60 foot of water and 50 foot of water. It works real well. But I'm not too sure about 20 foot of water. I see a couple of fish rise off the bottom, but not like it does. It's 60 foot, they just come to it. I'm not sure that's going to work. But we was talking about barbecuing, and I know everybody's getting ready to have a big old barbecue for the 4th. My daddy used to quarter them things up, and we always put it on the pit with the skin up. And you put them quarters down there, and you cook it with the skin up first. He always cooked it for 5 hours on one side and 4 hours on the other. And then right at the last, he would cover it up with had this tin foil looking. It was paper, brown paper. You know, I'm not sure. I don't think it was tin foil on one side, but anyhow, you put that brown paper across it and covered it up, and it would sit there and cook. 5 hours and then 4 hours. It'd be 9 hours of barbecuing, slow cooking, and And the key was the last little bit. You have it jacked up, the screen jacked up as far as you could jack it up. It would probably be 4 foot away from the coals. And then right there at last, you take the cover off of it, and then you let it down. And by taking the cover off, it was kind of like letting some air get in there. And he had little air pits built in the end of the barbecue pit, little air holes he could block off or either cover. And he would open them up and get the air going through there, and it would, right there at last, and that's when he would brown his skins and make them good and crispy. Pork skins, man, that was some good eating. And man, at daylight on Saturday morning, people be lined up, or the 4th of July, whatever day that was. We done it every Saturday. We do 3 hogs every week, and then on the 4th of July, we do lots of as many as we could possibly have pits for, and sell out before lunch. Man, that was good old times back then. I used to get on my bicycle, and I was bad about seeing how far I could ride a bicycle without putting my hands on the handlebars. Once you get started, you take your hands off the handlebars, kind of wiggle your body, and make that joker ride and turn. I used to ride. We lived about a mile from our store and where we had the barbecue and all. And I used to ride all the way home on that bicycle. And I thought I had done something if I could make it all the way home without putting my hands on the handlebars. I tell you, what a life. You wouldn't have to worry about cars. There was very few cars coming down the highway. I mean, and that was in Chapin, South Carolina. And our store was about a mile from the house that I was born in. I was actually born in Chapin. Old Dr. Penner delivered me. The Dr. Penner that's over there in Peak now is not the doctor. His daddy's the one that delivered me. I was the last baby he delivered. He figured after me he'd quit because he couldn't get any better. Hey, tell the old fisherman. He didn't know he done delivered the old fisherman. But anyhow, Mama had me at home. You don't do that much anymore. You got to love it. Man, we lived in an old house. It was so cold. In the winter, they had a little oil stove, and it was in one room. My bedroom was all the way back in the other room. You could blow smoke. It was so cold you could blow smoke. And I used to put my clothes at the edge of the bed where I could get dressed under the covers. It was so cold. People don't know how good they got it now. Don't have a clue. We had to work, and we didn't have nothing. Let me tell you, lived off the land. Daddy had quail. I've said this before, but I'm repeating myself, and I realize it. But we had quail, rabbits, gardens, country life. We even had our own chickens. Now, you talking about good chickens. Chickens you get now ain't good. Them chickens back then, when you went out and plugged your chicken to fry for dinner, Sunday dinner, we always had fried chicken. Fried chicken and bananas at night. Sunday was a highlight of my life. Bananas. But anyhow, I've said that before too. I'm repeating myself, people, but hey, some of the people might not have heard some of my old stories from way back, because I don't know if everybody's going to all of my shows way back. I told a lot of the same things. But it was a good life, simple life. Had a fella across the street, old Darrell Cannon. Grew up with Darrell Cannon and Pam and Penny Boston. We played ball, my goodness. Plastic ball. We wore it, and the man next door, Mr. Boston, had a daggone croquet yard. And we used to team up and have meetings. Croquet back in the day, that was something big, croquet. I don't know if anybody plays croquet anymore. But just some of my things that happened to me when I was a kid. Like I said yesterday, we had rabbit boxes, squirrel hunting. My aunt lived down the street, Aunt Sis Rollins. They didn't have a bathroom now. I was up probably 10 or 12 years old. We did have a bathroom. They had an outhouse. My goodness. How would you people like to go out in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom at the outhouse in the dark? People don't know how nice they got it now. But anyhow, hey, we offer fish. I need to quit talking. The whole fisherman done listen, we caught a couple. Had a nice bass. If we'd have caught that, it might have been a highlight. The doggone show would have been on the highlight reel. But hey, we lost our highlight. You got to hate that when you lose your highlight. And I still see some fish down there. Tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to let y'all go. I want to tell you a few stories about the way it was in my childhood and the way I grew up helping run an affiliate station, barbecuing. Man, what a life. What a life. 4th of July coming up brings back my childhood memories and all that work. We didn't enjoy going on vacations and stuff like that. I remember going on one vacation with my mom and daddy, and that was when I was little. And Daddy would rent a beach house, and we'd go to the whole bunch and go to the beach, but I wasn't no more than about 3, 4 years old at the time. Never did get a vacation. I went on vacation with my sister Shirley and Harvey and my sister Patsy and her husband Harvey. So I got 2 brother-in-laws, both of them named Harvey. Harvey Russell and Harvey Fulmer. So used to call him Harvey number 1, Harvey number 2. But old Harvey number 2, Harvey Russell, man, that sucker, he didn't like me. So I was aggravating as a kid. I remember one time, I don't remember if it was 4th of July. It might have been. Since it's coming up, I'll tell this little story. And me old Harvey, he was something about him, I don't know, I just wanted to aggravate him. Couldn't help myself. I wanted to aggravate that joker. Hey, that was a bite. Hey, I wanted to aggravate that joker. So, what I do, we used to buy these small packs of firecrackers. You know, you can buy about I don't know, they was double layers of firecrackers, probably about 5 by 4 or something like that, square in packs. Well, you'd unstring them and take them off and shoot them firecrackers one at a time. Hey, that Harvey, I wanted to get him for something. There's something I didn't like about him. I snuck up behind that sucker. And back then they wore cuffs and all the pants had cuffs in them, you know, on your pants. I lit me a pack of them firecrackers and slipped them. He was standing somewhere where I could slide in behind him and crawl up there, and I slipped that pack in his cuffs of his pants and took off running. Well, you know, it takes a while. That thing goes to spew and gives you a little time to get away. And them suckers went off, and you talking about funny. Them things went to popping in his cuff. I think they tore his pants up. Oh, Lord. That joker wanted to get me. Now here, I had to run, stay away from him. It was a long time that I couldn't get close to him. And to this day, he's mad at me about doing that. Shot his new daggone pair of pants up with firecrackers. Not to mention I had fire at his feet. Hey, I was a little devil now. I was a little devil. I get in trouble. I remember one time, and I've probably told this story, but I remember one time we had that filling station. You know, around the edge of a filling station, you got fluorescent light bulb fixtures sitting up back then. They didn't have no guards on them, and the tubes were, you know, they were right close to the edge of the building. And you could get back, and you could shoot by the tube and see the bullet. Back in them old Daisy air rifles, they was real slow. You could see the bullet when you shot it. Well, I wanted to see how close I could get that bullet to that bulb without hitting it. Well, guess what? I shot there for a while, and Daddy said, you better not hit that bulb. You blow my bulb out, you in trouble. And me, I was a little devil, I tell you. What'd I do? I kept on. Well, I shot, and lo and behold, I missed it. I hit the bulb. I was shooting that thing. It was going right by that bulb, man. I was getting a little closer, a little closer. Finally, I squeezed the trigger. Boom! And when you hit an old fluorescent bulb, she blows up like a firecracker. Boom! Glass all over the place. Man, Daddy come out there, and he took my BB gun. My little BB gun, Daisy air rifle. And we had these concrete columns, you know, where they make a column of concrete up to support the building on the edge there. He wrapped my BB gun around that concrete column. I cried, and I cried. I probably wasn't 7 years old. And I cried some more. And he gave me the only whipping I ever had from him. And I talked about it before. Man, he tore me up. He took me back in the room of that filling station, back in the back room where we kept the Coca-Colas and the beer boxes and all that stuff, where we'd have them stacked, waiting to put them in the boxes, and wore me out with a belt. Hey, I cried so bad. I don't know if I was crying as much from the whooping as I was from losing my air rifle. That sucker looked like a horseshoe. It looked like a horseshoe. Well, my daddy felt bad the next couple of days later. I went and bought me another air rifle. Hey, I guess that's why I'm so spoiled now. Got by with it. So, hey, just a little story of what happened to the old fisherman at a young age and what kind of little devil I was. And I ain't catching no fish. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pull in here, and we caught a couple nice perch and had a nice bass. Told a heck of a story. But anyhow, we're going to pull in there and we're going catfishing. We're going to try to make another video catfishing. But hey, just a couple of stories. And I was born in Chapin, South Carolina, in the house, people. There ain't many people can say that. Hey, the old fisherman talking trash. We'll see you.